What is up? Here we go. This is it, man. This is mixed emotions right now. Mixed emotions. I am, to be honest, I'm relieved. The season finale's here. This is the last episode. I feel like this has been a, you have to forgive me. This is a really, it's almost a surreal moment. Entering into this right now.
Yeah.
From what this was at the start and what it's become of you all. And it's very cool. It's very cool to be a part of this. It's very cool to be able to close this out with you all and to be able to say thank you. What's up, Justin? Donald, hey guys, thank you all so much. This is very, very, this is humbling. This is absolutely one of the most...
Thank you guys.
It's genuinely one of the most humbling nights. It's all starting to set in just a little bit. This is one of the most humbling nights and one of the most humbling experiences that I've ever got to be a part of. And the guy that we have coming on to help close this out with us tonight, I cannot think of a better person to do this with. I cannot think of a better guy to be able to close this out with. Jim Lamorre, scurry face rep, professional wrestler, haunt actor. We're going to talk about it all. I'm very excited to be able to do that. And I just, before we get into that, a sincere thank you. 7,500 likes and follows. We're this close to it.
You guys are awesome.
It's beyond phenomenal. It's more than we ever expected, ever thought we would see at this point in time. And thank you all so much. So much for allowing us to do this, allowing us to be a part of this. And we're very, very excited to be able to close it out tonight. This is it. This is the last Talking Scared of 2019. We're bringing it to you right now. Now, we're going to bring Jim on here in just a second, but I want to touch base on just a few things. Before we do, number one, haunt season is here. We're very excited to be able to get back to doing what it is we do. Now, while there was, like I said, mixed emotions, a little bit of sadness, also a little bit of excitement with it. We've already got, Jim's already ready to come on. We're going to bring him on in 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds, Jim, and I'll bring you right on. The hunt season's here. We're back to doing what it is that we are doing. No, Kyle. No, it's just the end of the season. We're going to pick this back up in January. This is the last one for this year. Us walking into hunt season with all the reviews and everything else we got going on. It's just too much, and we can't dedicate the time that we need to. So we're taking a few months off so that we can, number one, get some reviews out to you. We're still catching up from Myrtle Beach. We still got one more review we got to put out, and we're about to hop into this stuff really, really hardcore with it. So we want to make sure that we're giving you the best quality product that we can, number one. And number two, it's just too much right now. We got to be able to let it go. Plus, we have some really cool shit that we're looking at doing in 2020, and we need some time to figure that out and to get all that working. So we're taking a few months off, and then we're going to be coming back 2020 just as big and bad, better than we've ever been. We're going to be kicking off 2020 with Scoops and Mischief from Hellfire Radio. Season 2 of 2020 is already booked up till the end of July. So if you know anybody that wants to be in, we literally have 3 or 4 spots left for that season, and I'm not extending it. Season finale will be the last Monday in August. I'm not extending it for nobody, no way, no how. We're doing this for Jim and Jim alone, because we really, really want to be able to talk to this guy and be able to do this. And I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited. It's the only reason we're bringing him on tonight is just because he's cool as they come. All right, so again, if you know anybody that wants to be on, I've got 3 or 4 spots left for next year. You guys need to message us soon, because they'll fill up. I promise. We got haunts coming up. And it's going to be over before you know it. Okay, before you know it, it's all going to be filled up. It's all going to be done. It's all going to be, and you're going to be waiting until 2021. You don't want to wait till 2021. That's so far away. So talk to us now. Talk to us now. We just got done with the draft. It was absolutely a blast. Everybody picked their teams. We're going to bring Jim on in just a second, but before we do, we kind of wanted to give a rankings, very early initial rankings, okay? And this is just what ESPN projected. I didn't make this up.
It's bullshit, guys.
Okay, no, she saw it, okay?
It's bullshit, guys.
All right, so here we go.
I didn't say it, but it's still bullshit.
Here we go. All right, this is projected scores for week 1. We thought this was a good way to kind of figure out maybe who won the draft. All right, so here we go. We're going to start at the bottom. All right, work our way up. This is just projected scores. It's no biggie. All right, 78.7 is week 1 projections for Melody. UK team, UK Faceless Skin is second from the bottom, 95.3. Third from the bottom, Vexy's Demons. That's Trish coming in at 109.8. Fourth from the bottom, we got my dad at 110.4. Fifth from the bottom, Miss TDs. That is the wife of the overseer coming in at 113.2. That brings us at the halfway point, 115.5. That's going out to Bunka. If you notice, I haven't said my name yet. Maximus is going to be in a 5th place spot with the current rankings at 117.1. And 4th place, or excuse me, that's 6th place. Maximus is 6th place. 4th place is going to go to Wreck Havoc at 120.8. 4th place goes to the Overseer at 121.7. I still haven't said my name yet. Grizzly is going to come in at 3rd at 121.8. Piggy comes in 2nd place with his auto picks at 122.9. In case you're wondering just who it was that had the best draft and is projected to have the highest score at the end of week 1, it's me.
It's a fucking minister.
Woo! 123.4 is my projected score, and that outdoes 2nd place by 0.5, which means winner, chicken dinner. And I'm very, very excited to be able to do that. Now, that being said, I play Melody week 1, and she had the projected lowest score. So if I lose, egg on my face, right?
But she's a psychic, so.
She is a psychic, so we'll see. She might just be setting me up. All right, so we are going to go ahead and bring him on board here. Approve. Add.
Jim, what's going on? How's it going?
Good.
I'm good. A little upset actually. Just ordered this new burger joint here in the city and paid $50 some odd for these sandwiches. Let me show you these sandwiches. Hold on. I couldn't make this up. Wait, I can't make this up. This is crazy. I'm here to get some right now. My AirPods were janky, so.
Lovely.
Hello?
Ah, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
There we go. Yes.
Perfect. That's perfect. Jim, man, thank you so much for being on with us this evening, man. I am so excited. Before we even get into this, I gotta share the story of our first time meeting him.
Yes, definitely. Please do.
So we go up to Ocon. We're going up there to do an immersive plot. We're going up there to see Grave Digger, and they just happened to have Ocon going on while we were up there, and so we're there. We're hanging out. Yeah, Grave Digger talks us into going, and we get in there, and the first thing we see is this big ass wrestling ring just sitting out in the middle of it. It's like, all right, that's cool. We're into wrestling a little bit, and so we start walking around. We watch a couple of matches. We saw Pat Powers was the first match we saw. And he's a cool guy. And so we end up asking if we could talk to him. So we talked to Pat Powers afterwards, do a little brief interview with him. And then we talked to the ring announcer and one of the guys that was back there with him. We were like, hey guys, if it's all right, we've got a decent platform. Is it cool if we, broadcast this and run a little commentary for you? And he was like, yeah, man, absolutely. So we end up running this commentary, and we get to this main event, this 8-man ladder match for the Ocon Pop Culture Championship. And
Yep,
forgive me, we did cheer for Pat Powers, didn't
that's fine.
we?
That's fine. I'm not upset.
Um,
Pat's a good guy. I like Pat.
so, so we're initially behind it,
And
but
as we're watching this match, man, it's just like,
we watched
damn.
like it was crazy. So we watch wrestling, we watch WWE and all that stuff, and I
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen any heart, passion, or anything out of WWE in quite some time. And here it is,
Mm-hmm.
we're watching this thing out in the middle of Nebraska, the middle of this Comic-Con convention, and I saw more heart, more passion, more soul put into this craft than I had seen in
Mm-hmm.
years. I watched you take a legit ass kicking. You kept on coming, kept on performing, kept on doing your thing, and then won the damn title that night.
Yes, I
Won
did.
the
Yes, I
title.
did.
And then the first interaction I had with this guy is him coming straight out of the ring, coming right over to people. He didn't have any idea who he was, and just
Mm-hmm.
had an interview with us right there on the
Yeah,
spot. It was
of course.
so cool. And at the time, again, didn't really. We start to we always kind of look into people that we talk to, and all of a sudden I was like, shit,
Mm-hmm.
this guy's a straight face rep. He's a hot actor. We have to talk to this guy. We got to bring him on. And that's how we got introduced. And that's why I said, I don't care if the season finale was last week. We're extending this 1 week. We're getting Jim
Mm-hmm.
on here because we have to.
Well, I
Absolutely.
appreciate the opportunity. I really do.
Man, it's so cool to have you on here. It's an honor. It's a privilege, man. And we're gonna hop right into this thing. We're
Go
gonna talk
ahead.
about everything tonight. We're gonna talk about PWP. We're gonna talk about Scab the Clown. We're gonna talk about Scary Face. We're gonna talk about the hot industry itself. Horror.
Mm-hmm.
What's got him into this stuff? Buckle up your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be a little bit of a lengthy ride tonight, but hang out with us. You'll enjoy the destination. I promise. I promise.
Yes, they will. Trust me on that one.
So we're gonna start at the absolute very beginning. You started acting at a very young age, right? All right,
Yes, I was actually doing infomercials for the YMCA and Nickelodeon, like between ages like 3 and 5. Did Model Search America, did some stuff for Disney, like auditions for Disney when I was younger. It was very early. My mom believed in keeping me occupied, kept me out of trouble.
Okay, cool. So what was some of the stuff that you were doing, more specifically for like Nickelodeon and stuff like that?
I can't remember the name of the show, but it was almost like a Ninja Warrior, but like the kid version, way back in the 90s. I can't remember the name of the show, but I did some work with them, like as an extra, when they filmed here in Omaha.
Okay.
I did some commercials for Nickelodeon as well here in Omaha. I did those the same time I did the promo stuff for YMCA back then.
Very cool. Very cool. So how exciting was it starting your career, being in the limelight at such an early age with places like Nickelodeon, Model Search America, the YMCA? I mean, that had to be a
Well,
little bit of a little overkill. I mean, how's a 6-year-old, 5-year-old process that?
it was fun to me. It was
Okay.
fun. Growing up in church, we were a very involved church. Everything from performances, dances, things like that. And I was born an entertainer. I could just say that now. I was born an entertainer. I found out when I graduated high school that my mom's biological dad, that side of the family, is the entertainment side. We all do music, acting. Come to find out, my Uncle Sam background for Michael Jackson for years. Didn't know this, and I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. So found that out when I graduated high school that it's pretty much in my blood to be an entertainer. I love it, and I do it for the other people.
Very cool. Very cool. So looking back at that early age, that early career, was there a particular moment where maybe even at a young age you had just like a real hardcore, wow, this is really happening moment in your life? And if there was, talk to us about it.
Um, it wasn't when I was younger. Actually,
Okay.
it was in 2009. So going on 10 years ago, when I was on the Sing Off on NBC.
Okay.
It's like, if you don't know what the Sing Off is, it's pretty much like American Idol, but for a cappella groups.
Okay. Very cool.
So
Very cool.
we auditioned for it in August of 2009. We just kind of got together. We weren't even a group. We got together. We threw together a little audition piece, like a 3-minute medley of every genre of music you can think of. We did it in 3 minutes. Um, went to Chicago, filmed the audition. They did some filming with us afterwards. We signed some releases. We had a really good feeling. And then we didn't hear anything for over a month. And then on my birthday, October 6th, I got the first phone call that said, "Hey, how's your day going?" It's like, "Good. Did you need something from us?" It's like, "No. Are you sitting down?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Okay. Well, we would like to formally invite you and your group to the sing-off. You've received the first phone call." I was like, yes." I was out to eat with my dad, so it was like a perfect birthday gift.
Yeah.
But when we landed in LA and they said, "All right, where do you guys want to go?" and we got in a van, that was the moment. I said, "Yep, I'm here now. I made it." I just always wanted to be driven around. I always saw it on TV. All the celebrities like have their shows and they always come out and get in a van. I don't know why that was important to me, but it was important. They all got in vans and just drove or they rode. I was like, "Yeah, I want to do that."
Very cool. Very cool. All right, so now we're getting closer to that time where you start to get into haunt acting a little bit. But before we do that, we got to get into a battle of the five. And even before we get into our battle of the five, I got to show out a real quick message. Guys, share this out. This is the last time.
Yes, share it out. Share it out. Everybody share it out.
Oh, Crazy Boy's calling him out.
Crazy Boy getting up in here. He said that he was all right. So we're gonna get into the battle of five here in a second. And I'm sure you can see this, but I got to read this comment here. Tell this Nebraskan that I was waiting in the ring for him. He was a no-show, and I'm the champion now.
So here's how this works, Crazy Boy, because I know you're watching. So now you're speaking to Jim, because SCAB was in the parade earlier. So now you can talk to the man directly. You ain't got to talk through SCAB. If you want to get in the ring, Crazy Boy, we can get in the ring. But me, I fight anywhere, anytime that I feel like it. Right now, it's like 8:54, 55, 56, depending on how good your clock works. Here in Nebraska, I'm going to be up all night. You let me know, sir. I'm always ready.
Yeah. And I actually have another guy that would love to call commentary on that match.
Oh, well, there it is. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we got the platform, we got the commentary. So now, Crazy Boy, I guess really we just waiting on you.
Hey, well, you let me know the time and the place. I'm going to make it happen.
So while we give Crazy Boy time to find where his balls are right now, we're going to get into the battle of five. And so now I don't know how familiar you are or are not with the battle of the five, but we're going to present to you 5 scenarios. All right, one person lives, one person dies. And I know that Tyler and Scaryface are on there, so they're probably going to make me get super technical with this. That's fine. I'm ready for them tonight. They ain't going to trip me up tonight. All right, so we're going to start off with number one again. Battle of the five. One person lives, one person dies. Dan from American Dad versus Archer. Who comes out of that fight alive?
Stan.
I like that. That's the right
No,
answer.
I'm an Archer guy.
That's the right answer. Archer's too cocky. Stan's sophisticated.
There it is.
Yeah, scientific with it. And it's all about that red, white, blue. It doesn't matter, man. That's no. I like.
Archer. ISIS.
So we got.
You gotta remember, Stan is in the CIA. He's useful.
Yes, absolutely. So now we had a problem with Thor. See, every time I don't like Thor. I have tried to get him killed numerous times, and every time he always seems to rebel. But I think I have the one. So I thought, who better to beat a thunder god than a thunder god? All right. So Raiden from the latest Mortal Kombat versus Thor from Avengers Endgame. Who walked out of that fight alive?
Raiden.
Yes.
But that's common sense, because you gotta think about it. Even if you take Raiden from the first to the last, Raiden was a god amongst men.
Yes.
Raiden, you remember that. Raiden was a god amongst men. Raiden was unbeatable.
Yes.
No one could ever beat Raiden.
Yes. I think we have finally found the one to put Thor down. I'm waiting for Scaryface's He always goes with Thor. He always picks me, no matter what.
Here's the thing. Phone said 10%. We're gonna make it happen. Here's the issue. How would Thor beat Raiden?
It's just no
Like,
way.
I need explanation. I need an explanation.
He says he can do it with or without Stormbreaker. Like it's just nothing. Just no
Nope,
problem.
not at all. Not
Just
at
no
all.
problem. I'm with you. Raiden wins that fight hands down. He's number
Correct.
one, used to fights to the death. Thor's not.
Mm-hmm.
Thor's always
Right.
trying to let people limp away or somehow make it at the end, man.
Mhm.
Nah, Raiden takes that fight hands down. I'm with you on that. Scurry
Of
face,
course.
Tyler, you're wrong. Fuck with this one, man. All right, round 3. We got Van Helsing from the Van Helsing movie versus Buffy the Vampire Slayer from the movie. This was Trish's pick. All right, so I'm gonna throw into the bus on this one. But who you got? Van
Van
Helsing versus Buffy.
Van Helsing.
Yeah, hands down. I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Next, number 2.
That was kind of. I'm with you. All right, now this one is in honor of the wrestling background. All
Okay.
right.
Thor comment.
So I really thought this would be a cool one. And I guess we can't do a fight to the death because one of them's technically already dead. So let's go kind of among the last man standing type of genre here. Braun Strowman versus Andre the Giant.
Oh wow.
I know.
I go with Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Yes.
The reason I say Braun Strowman, Andre the Giant was good for his size, but you got to think about the time frame where he was in. He didn't have to do much, but he was still a great guy, amazing worker. But now, compared to the skill set that Braun Strowman has for this time versus Andre the Giant for that time, gotta go with Braun Strowman.
I mean, plus the agility that Braun Strowman possesses as well. Versus
Right.
Andre was a powerhouse, no doubt about it, but he had zero agility at all. There was just nothing like that. And Scary Face goes with Andre. I'm going to tell you right now, Scary Face, it's twice that you're wrong tonight, man. Y'all wrong. You ain't getting it tonight. That's so sad, man. I'm so sorry about that. So we got the last one. All right, now I really know you're going to like this one, okay?
Okay.
So we wanted, and you got to answer honestly, okay? Because there might be a little favoritism that wants to play out here.
Okay.
But I still think even the favoritism's the right answer. So we have Moto the Clown versus Scab the Clown. Fight to the death. Who's walking out of that alive?
Well, you know we used to work at the same haunt, right?
Yeah.
I did.
I did.
Uh-huh. So, I'm going to say it like this. Fight to the death, right?
Yep.
Do you know where Scab came from?
We're going to talk about that tonight, so I don't know how much you want to reveal of that yet.
Oh, we can talk about all of that. I'm going to say Scab. And it's not a favoritism thing. When we get into where Scab came from, you'll understand why.
All right, cool. Now, I want to know Scary Face's answer before we get into that. They're just laughing right now. No, I want an answer. I want an answer from you guys. All right? Don't try to wait for this one and just laugh. All right? You owe us an answer in that one. All right? We're going to give them time to think about it, all right?
That's a good answer.
That's very possible. All right, so that's it. That's the last Battle of the Five for 2019. Jim, thank you so much for playing along.
Of course.
That was fun, man. We absolutely love it. That's it. Battle of the Five. We'll see you in 2020 or something like it. Anyway, let's get back in the gym. We're going to fast forward to your teenage years. We really start to focus more on scare and haunt acting, starting with Mystery Manor.
Yes.
Before you even got there, what was it that first kind of piqued your interest into the genre in general?
Everyone, like I said earlier, I was a huge Michael Jackson fan, still am. There was something named this video, if people remember it, The Making of Thriller.
Okay.
and it showed like all the behind the scenes stuff that they did. And me as a little kid, 3, 4, 5 years old, I'd sit down all day and just watch Michael Jackson stuff, watch the making of Thriller. I had it on VHS. That's a square thing that's about like that big for people who don't know what that is. Um,
I think I may have had
Google it, millennials. So, anywho, I made a millennial joke. That's funny. So, anywho, I was watching that, and there was a scene where Rick Baker, world famous makeup artist, who did makeup for Thriller and was in Thriller. A lot of people don't know that. Was talking about the makeup that he was using and was peeling off the latex. And it was something about when he was talking and peeling off the latex from his face that kind of made me go, "Ooh, I like that. I want to do stuff like that." So I just started messing around at the age of like 6, 7 at home, doing stuff at home. Like I would go save money. I was saving money, was going to the Halloween store during Halloween at like 7, 8, 9 years old, buying, ooh, that says latex, and that's what he used, and was just experimenting. And then from there, we go to the teenage years, which led me to Mystery Manor.
Very cool, very cool. Let's talk about Mystery Manor, man. How was this?
Yes.
What exactly did you do there?
I was there from 2005 to 2016. Crazy story is Mystery Manor is right around the corner from the high school that I went to. And I was playing football that summer. It was my junior year. Was going to start varsity. Everything was hit. I was going to Nebraska. I was going to play football at Nebraska. That was my thing. And then I got in trouble at home and was told I couldn't play football. Heartbroken.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I was going through a lot at that time in life in general, and football was my release. And a lot of people don't know that I battled depression and I had suicidal ideations at the age of 14, 15. But don't get me wrong, teenagers struggle with this all the time. So
Yeah.
that was my release, and I wasn't able to do that. But went and did some research on Mystery Manor, other haunted houses as well, but just kind of preparing. And then I went to my parents and said, "Hey, here's an opportunity for me to do some community service. I feel like it'll be beneficial for me. I really want to do this." And without hesitation, they said yes.
Very cool.
So,
Very cool. All right. Before we get into Mystery Manor, man, let's talk about football for just a brief second. What position did you play?
I was a nose guard and a fullback.
Okay, very cool. And what
I
was
called it nose guard.
Yeah, well, clearly. It definitely wasn't a punter. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Oh, I can kick.
I'm just saying he's been a hell of a nose back.
What was it so much about football that you loved and really helped with that release? Was it just knocking people around?
Yeah, it was the knocking people around, but it was something that I was able to focus on.
Very cool.
That it was no matter what was going on, I could always just try to better myself, and it was something where I could be hard on myself on the field and off the field to try to make myself better. And it was, every play was different. There's no down that's exactly the same.
That's very true. That is very, very true. All right, so Mystery Manor, that was the one that you spent a lot of time, but you've worked at many different, many different haunted attractions over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back at some of that, what are some of the other haunted attractions you had the opportunity to work at over this course of time?
Oh man, okay. So I was at Dark Visions Presents, which it was the name of their haunt, and they just had a different theme every year. That's now Eagle Raceway, Eagle Hollow down in Lincoln, Nebraska. I owned my own haunted house for a day. It was a charity event. 1,500 people went through.
Very cool.
With 1 week of promotion, which is kind of crazy, just to raise money for 1 day. And it was down in College in Mississippi. They were tearing down the old student union. So we're in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi. They don't have haunted houses. So everyone heard about it, and they literally came through, and we charged $1, and it went through. A very rinky-dink, poorly put together haunted house, but it was fun because the people who were acting were the band people. So they loved it. They loved it. Let me see here. House of Shock in New Orleans. That's like a second family to me. They're no longer House of Shock. Now it's New Orleans Nightmare. But I was there before them. Yeah. What else have I done? St. Louis, The Darkness, Lent Brewery, and Creepy World. I've
Oh,
done the trio. I've done all three of those. I've done. Geez, let me see here. One in Chicago haunt. Massacre Haunted House in Chicago.
okay.
I just
Okay.
did that during MHC. There's one in Lumberton, Mississippi. I just found out it's not there anymore, but I did them. It was uh the Terror Test. That's the name of them. I did the
Okay.
Terror Test down in Lumberton, Mississippi. I've done Phobia's Haunted House, which was outside of St. Louis, and now they've been purchased and they're moving to Little Rock.
Okay.
Um, Halloween Horror Nights. It's a lot of them. It's a lot to keep like
Yeah,
just thinking
absolutely.
of that I've done. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I've been across the country.
Okay. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit, all right?
Hmm.
Looking back at all those haunts, is there one that you look back on and you were like, that was probably my favorite one to go perform at? All
By
right.
all means, House of Shot.
Very cool. Very cool. What was
House
it
of
about
Shot.
it that you loved so much?
I loved House of Shock before I even got there. I'd always wanted to go through and ended up going down as a birthday gift and ended up networking with Ross. Ross was the owner. Really
Okay.
cool guy. Very tall, but really cool guy. And ended up letting him know I was a hot actor, wanted to come do some guest spots, and he by all means open arms. And the next week I came up to Omaha to do some stuff with Mystery Manor, went back down to New Orleans, and he did like this huge announcement like, hey, we got a guest actor coming down from Nebraska. He's family. Everyone treat him with love. And legitimately to this day, I've gained sponsorships with Dark Stitches for costuming through them, some
That's
makeup
awesome.
friends. Just it's a big family. Anytime I go down to New Orleans, I don't have to worry about anything. I just hit up a House of Shop person and oh yeah, come to the house. So it's fun.
That's that's so cool, man. That's something I love about the haunt community. The more we've got involved with it, man,
It's a family.
it's very rare that you find somebody that doesn't just look at you and go, "Hey, come on in, guys. Come
Right.
on in." Man. It's unless you've done something really stupid to cause
Mm-hmm.
them to
Correct.
kind of push you out.
Correct.
As long as you're respectful and not an asshole, man, it's open arms everywhere you look, man. And it's
So that kind of ties into why there's a Scab the Clown.
all right, cool, man. We see, I like that. Give a little taste of what's
Hmm.
coming up with Scat. So looking back at this enormous haunt career,
Hmm.
all these different places that you've acted, and all these different things that you've done, is there one scare that still sticks in your mind that you were just like,
Yes.
that was the time that I made somebody cry to their mama for the rest of their life?
Yeah. It actually happened some years back at Mystery Manor. Scared this girl. I was doing the chainsaw. Scared the daylights out of her. She ran. She ran and dented the side of her door on
Oh
the car
shit!
trying to get in. That's not the best part. That was in like 2010. 2015 maybe. Went to this restaurant to pick up some food, and she was one of the waiters. And she walked in and she looked and looked back at me and dropped the food and took off. Um, she ran and like jumped behind her manager's back, and he asked what was wrong. And she goes, "That's the guy from Mystery Manor." I was like, "What?" Mind you, this had to be like March. So I'm like, "What is she doing?" Well, she was traumatized by that,
Yeah,
and she's never gotten the image of me with a chainsaw like this out
you
of her
gave me
head.
PTSD, man.
I probably did. I think I did the same thing today with the little girl at the parade. Um, we did a Labor Day parade for Scary Acres, and I went up just as Scab to say, "Hey." Little girl had to be 2, maybe. Started screaming, so I just, "Oh, I'm sorry, love you, bye." Mwah. And then when I looked back, her mom was holding her like this because the little girl was literally peeing onto the ground, like
Oh
through her
no,
clothes. So I felt bad.
no! You made a little girl pee herself today.
I'm sorry.
That's the exact response to that. Anytime you make
Exactly.
somebody pee themselves, just I'm sorry. It happens.
Exactly. That's all you can
It's
do.
another day in Scab the Clown's life, man. People be peeing
Correct.
themselves everywhere they go.
Correct.
Very cool. So speaking of people peeing themselves, where can people go to have the piss scared out of them by you in 2019, man?
Scary Acres, of course, we open up September 13th. Discount tickets that day, and then we're open Friday, Saturday, Sunday throughout September, and then October we're doing something we've never done before, and we're going to be open Tuesday through Sunday the entire
Wow.
month.
Wow.
Oh boy,
You go
yep.
to Wednesday
So
night. That's
well,
unprecedented for
well
Hot.
we usually do Wednesdays, and then they'll pick up like Tuesdays and Mondays toward the end of the season. But they're doing as soon as October hits, Tuesday through Sunday. So we're gonna be there 6 days out of the week.
Wow. That is that's a little bit of a ballsy move for a haunt.
No.
Yeah, if we well, most haunted houses around here are usually open uh Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
Some of them do Tuesdays rarely, but majority of them are open on Tuesdays. We've been open on Tuesdays, but like it'll be like certain times that we're open. But now they're just pushing the entire month.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the haunt that you're working at a little bit right now. Is this a no contact haunt, or is there a little bit of touch maybe involved with it?
Scary Acres is a non-contact haunted house. You will be
Okay.
100% safe no matter what. You will not be touched by any of the actors, props, or other patrons.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. Does Scary Acres ever play with the touch aspect at all? You know, do like a special pass night or anything like that, or is it
I
100% no touch all the time?
100% of the time, but don't tell anyone. I'm trying to see if we can make some things happen with that though.
I like that. I like that. That's a good attitude. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. We're going to get into some of that stuff here in a little bit. So now, for somebody that's been doing this as long as you have, I'm sure that you have done haunt acting from inside the haunt to outside working the queue line, right?
Yes, I've done it all.
If you had your choice of working the queue line all night or being deep down inside the haunt, where would we find you at?
Usually, you're gonna find me in the queue line. The majority, I have over 40 fully developed characters.
Damn.
They majority out of the 40, about a good 25, 26 of them are very interactive characters. You can full 360 movie quality. You can have conversations, um, interactions, pictures, kiss babies, yay! But then I have some that are more, how do I say it, darker.
Okay.
They're darker, so you need those for. Those are some of the ones that go inside the haunt.
Okay. Now we have a lot of respect.
We got a soft spot for line actors.
Yeah, we really do. We really do.
Yes.
Last year, we gave Actor of the Year out to a line actor from the Dent Schoolhouse. Did a phenomenal job, and he was. It's such a unique balance you have to work.
He specifically brought us back.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to, number one, entertain, be able to do the little photo ops and everything else like that, but in the same aspect, turn around and come back around the corner and scare that person that you were just doing that photo op with.
Yes.
And all these people are constantly staring at you. It's not like inside. Inside,
You have your
it's 30
moment.
seconds, and you know, and they're off to the next scene. Usually, even if you messed it up, it's not that bad. But outside in that queue line, if you blow it, look, well, now you're stuck with that person for the next 10, 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
And that is such, in my humble opinion, such a difficult position to pull off. And we always have a lot of respect for those that not only do it, but embrace it. Say, that's where I want to be. Put me out there.
So I teach a lot of seminars across the country for scare actors, all types of things. The only thing I don't teach is sliding because I leave that to Pongo. So I just did some down in Arkansas this year for a couple different houses. And the one thing that I teach is whether you're a queue line actor or anything, your job is to entertain first. Everyone doesn't have to be scary. Good queue line monsters are scary. Great queue line monsters can make you laugh.
Yeah.
Because what happens is when you laugh, what ends up happening is you get comfortable.
Yeah, you drop
You get
that guard.
relaxed.
Yep.
And now, with me having 15, 16, however many years in the haunt industry, here's a person who was there first year, first night, inside of that first room of the haunt. You're haha, yay, okay. As soon as you turn, here's a 16-year-old kid who's never scared anyone a day in his life, and you're the first group, and he just floored you because you got comfortable.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like, everyone praises the quarterback, but who really does the work?
Yeah.
The
guard.
lineman, the receiver, the guard does all the work, but everyone praises the quarterback. So it's like, okay, like you say, the lineman protect, you can't do anything.
Hold up. Come back. Please come back. No. I hope not. I hope he's gonna pop back up here in just a second. Yeah, I know. I can see it over here too. Technical difficulties, I hope. I hope he's gonna pop back up here in just a second. It wouldn't be.
Technical difficulty.
Yeah, it's gonna die for sure. We got somebody requesting to join. Let's see if that's him. We'll go ahead and approve it. It is. It is. It is. So hopefully, no.
Try again.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again. I know. Lucas, for sure. Yeah, it's dead as a doorknob. Well then, that's disappointing.
You messaging?
Yeah, if his phone's dead, no. What you said was like at 10%. Just a moment. We're going to try and figure this out here in just half a second.
No, he's on.
He's on? All right, hold on. I'm trying to prove this again here. Still no answer. Still no answer. So, while we're waiting on him, we were going to save this for the end, but while we've got you here for a second, we're seeing if we can get him to pop back on. Number one, again, we wanted to say thank you for the 7,500 plus likes, and we'll try again here. Because it just keeps popping up that he's there and ready to roll, and then it says that he's not. Yeah. Ah, that's so frustrating. So, what? Trying one more time here. Ah, no answer. Sorry, guys. A little bit of, again, would it be?
Fucking Lilith.
Would it be an episode? I mean, if there wasn't some type of mishap that happened in between it, something that,
Hey.
All right, I got it. Proof. Add. It says that. I don't know why you're looking at me like that. Lucas, if you can hear us, no, we do not manage on.
Thank you, Nick.
Appreciate it, Nick. Nick's like, I got it, bro. Don't worry about it, man. I'll speak for you, on behalf of you, wherever you are. I got you.
Jim's back.
All right, hold on. Let me try it one more time here. Trying to add that one again here. Declined. But we got another invite. Goodness gracious. And really, honestly, the fact that it's taking so long and making me do this whole like delay thing where I pretend that I know what I'm doing for just a minute, it's really honestly making it better. It's just making it better. It's just like, this is genuinely how Talking Scared should end.
This is how it always is.
Yeah, this is absolutely declined. Let me try again. It couldn't have gone better. Really, honestly, this is it. This is perfect.
Add me back, he says.
Well, tell him to send an invite from that one. Send an invite from Jim, because I keep trying to approve Shania and it's not doing it. It's not allowing it. Send hold on, I got him right there. I think. Nope, it won't let me add you, sir.
It's gotta be from a mobile device.
No, he knows that. Jim, if you can, send me another request to join from your end, and I'll bring you on. It doesn't have the add button for you, so I can't just bring you on. I gotta get that request from you. I don't even know if they can hear me right now, but just in case they can, again, thank you for the 7,500 likes. We've got a brand new segment coming out next Wednesday. It's going to be Wednesday Pick'ems with Vexy and the Minister. We're going to pick who we think is going to be winning that week in the NFL, and we'll see who does better. We'll see if Vexy has the better NFL knowledge or if the Minister has the better NFL knowledge. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Just going to exit that one right there because it's not doing anything anyways. And we have something there. There we go. Just gave me that. All right. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I got it.
We're back, trying to get everything situated. Phone died, so I got the charger. Now I'm charging the AirPods. So it's gonna be a little in for like 2-3 minutes, but I still got it. Hold on. Let's see if they work. Hold on. Perfect. Can you hear us all right?
Oh,
I got you. You got me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can kind of hear you. It's like, I don't know if it might be my service. Can you hear
All
me
right.
though?
No. Yeah, I got you now, man. I got you now.
We're good.
All right, cool. So let's pick back up where we were and just pretend that didn't happen.
Right. So
now you're upside
in the
down.
5th grade. Uh-oh.
You're up.
There we go. So when I was in the 5th
There we
grade,
are.
no.
Welcome back.
Yes. All right,
So-
so what was I saying?
He's got some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, I didn't know he was going to levitate upside down on us and everything. He didn't say nothing about that.
Told you I'm magical.
See, Moto doesn't stand a chance. This dude can levitate upside down and shit. It's over.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So we were talking about some of the different character personas you got, doing that line interaction. Other than SCAB, is there another one of these characters that maybe holds second place in your heart to SCAB the Clown you want to talk about a little bit?
So there's Big Mac. Big Mac is not really Big Mac the Clown, but it's just Big Mac.
Okay.
That was really the precursor for SCAB. There are people who see me out at Scary Acres who will come up and call me Big Mac because they know what, again, leading into what SCAB came from, they understand what's going on. So
Okay. All right. Very cool.
It's either that or Monkey Boy, one of the two.
All right. Well, so what is Monkey Boy?
2006. I was bored, and I was like, what if I was like this weird monkey? I don't know. I was bored, so I started crawling and doing this chirping thing, and crawled around the hut and just did weird stuff like monkeys do, and ended up scaring the daylights out of people with it because it was different. It was weird.
Very cool.
Evil, evil monkey.
Yeah.
I had to do it, okay?
Anyway.
I know. I figured it was going to happen.
I watched too many adult cartoons. I apologize.
So so you do, on top of all the hunt acting, you were just talking about the classes you were just teaching in Arkansas. You do
Mhm.
all of these different seminars and stuff like that. If there was somebody out there watching today that's a brand new hunter, or somebody that's just thinking about maybe trying this, maybe he's putting their foot out in the water, what would you say to that person?
Do it. Like
Uh,
that's second to none. Just do it. Get out there. Don't be afraid. Everyone had their first night. You're not gonna scare everyone, but you will scare someone. You're gonna
yep,
be a memory to someone.
absolutely. Now, someone's not going to know that it was your first night doing it. Or it was
Correct.
a,
That's the thing. They never know if it's your first night or not. They never know.
So I want to, before we continue down the haunted trail a little bit, I want to take a step off of it, talk about PWP and some of the wrestling stuff a little bit before we get into SCAB and everything
Mhm.
like that. Number one, between the haunt industry, between what you do for Scary Face, between the wrestling, where do you find the time to do all this stuff, man? Because
I've cloned myself, man. I'm just letting you know right now. I've cloned
I
myself.
knew
Um, I'm a part of secret operations going on in Area 51. I've been kicked out of the facility because we figured it out. We graduated from the program.
okay,
I'm also from Wakanda, so we have vibranium. I'm actually really from Wakanda, so
okay,
we have vibranium in our shoes that help us get to where we need to go.
okay.
No, it's stressful. It's a lot. I can say that right now. A lot goes on. Just make the most out of it.
Absolutely. All right. Cool. Cool. So like I said earlier, I had such a great time. It's such a
it was a
privilege
blast.
calling your match. Calling that
Mhm.
ladder match, man. I don't know if you got to listen to the commentary or not, but it was
So, ironically, that was the day Facebook decided that every live feed was only going to load 58 seconds.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took a while. It finally recovered. It finally recovered. It's
I
on there
saw
now.
it though.
I hope I did you guys justice. I tried my
Oh, I
best.
loved it. I loved
Um,
it.
I really did. But it was so much fun. What got you into wrestling?
I've always been a wrestling fan. Always. I have this theory that I invented the F5.
All
I did
right.
it with on a pillow in my mom's bed when I was like 6. I was like, oh, he should just take the guy and do this, and like I was that kid. Um, Loved wrestling, but seriously, just always loved it. And I used to mascot for an arena football team here in Omaha, and we helped co-sponsor a wrestling event here in Omaha that had at the time Alex Shelley, Alex Shelley, LAX, or Alex Shelley, Homicide from LAX, and Matt Morgan, which were like huge names at the time. They were
Absolutely.
here, and I actually got involved in the match as the mascot. It was ironic, but it worked. And ever since then, they were like, "You really need to work." And then, like the next show, I started training.
Very cool. So other than PWP, what are some of the other organizations you've wrestled for?
Oh man, I started off with MWA for years. Then I did some stuff with Magnum Pro. Still do some stuff with Magnum Pro Wrestling. Very heavily involved with Magnum. Very heavily involved with PWP. I've done some stuff with Top of Texas. Some places in Oklahoma. Places in Illinois. Few, not as many as other guys have been, but I've been across the country.
Very
Done a
cool.
few things, random pop-ups, but there are other guys that do more frequent things than I do.
Very cool. Very cool. You have a little bit of a rivalry going on in PWP right now, don't you?
It ain't little. It's serious right now.
Yeah. So let's
Very
talk about it a
serious.
little bit. What's going on with this?
So
This that.
everyone who knows me knows I'm very non-conventional with everything that I do.
Yep.
And there's a specific person, Preston Maxwell.
Yeah.
It's not clicking with him that I don't have to live up to your standards to be great. I'm great at what I do because of what I do. I'm great at what I do because of the people that show up to see me do what I do. And for some reason, he just feels that I don't quite fit the mold in his head, and he just doesn't like it. But he's afraid to fight me. So, for people that were at the last show, the Battle of the Phoenix, it didn't turn out too well. I had that match finally scheduled with Preston,
Okay.
and he jumped me from behind,
Of course he did.
Threw me into the ring post. I felt like I had a concussion. I'm not sure, but my head was ringing. And then he curb stomped me on the stage immediately after and said that the match wasn't going to happen. So against what PWP wanted me to do, I still went out during the Battle of the Phoenix and only went out after one person. And we were eliminated at the same time. I eliminated him, and he ended up pulling me over the rope, and we just brawled to the back. And we were separated in the back, and we were told that they would let us know if we were going to have another match. So I'm still waiting on PWP management to get back to me, but I think I might have something in mind for that.
Good, man. We watched Preston. weren't impressed with Preston at all. We were there at Ocon, man.
No.
Didn't like him. Didn't really think that he just kind of seemed to hide, and he kept hanging out with.
Oh my God, I don't know his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he has the really obnoxious manager.
Joey Anderson.
Yes. He kept hanging out with him during the ladder match, just hiding and stuff, man, and that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible. I hope you whoop his ass.
Oh, that's the plan. I plan on fighting.
Absolutely.
I plan on doing that. I plan on getting arrested that night. To be honest with you, I'm gonna catch some charges. Leads in the scab again.
Hey, man, it's all right, man. I mean, that sounds like exactly something that ConArtist would be doing anyways.
Exactly.
Taking care of business, no matter what happens afterwards. Going to handle our shit tonight.
These hands aren't this big for nothing. So.
So is there do you have a favorite wrestler? I mean, somebody that you kind of looked up to growing up?
Okay. Growing up, yes. Currently, it's different because I know a lot of the guys. So it's more of actual developed friendships and almost a family versus just liking them. But growing up, of course, I was that kid. I always loved The Rock, loved Stone Cold, loved The Undertaker, just for different things that they were doing. I love Billy Kidman when I was growing up. A lot of people don't know that, and I liked Raven. So it was very. Yep, Raven. So it was very fun. I love it. All right, we're going to go back to this for a few just to charge these headphones and then put the phone back on the charger.
All right, cool.
We're struggling today, but we're going to make it happen.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
Have you watched their show? We are a struggle bus.
Yeah, like
this is.
I was talking to her.
I should have just.
Instead of talking scared, if there was some major technical flaw, just at some point in time, it has to.
I should have just charged the phone. That's all I should have did was charge the phone.
We've had many errors in our time growing up. But if you were talking about favorite wrestler, you're talking about The Rock, Stone Cold. That's kind of where you cut out a little bit there.
So I've always loved The Rock. Always loved Stone Cold. I've always had favorites. It's been more of, it was just more of the entertainment aspect for me when I was younger. And then as I got older, I started understanding a little bit more. Okay. And I started paying more attention to like the character development. So then from there, that's all she wrote. Now my taste is a little bit different.
Okay, so who would it be today?
I'm a huge Bray Wyatt fan just because of what he does, and he's a bigger guy. I know the Usos, and I really like them.
I like the Usos
Um,
too.
they're really cool. I'm very good friends with a couple members of the New Day. Anytime they're in Omaha, I link up with them as well as Titus O'Neil. That's actually my frat brother. So I hang out with Titus a lot.
Can I stop you at Titus O'Neil for a second? Did you ask him what the hell happened when he slid under the ring at the Saudi Arabia event?
Can't talk about it. Can't talk about that. Can't talk about it.
I got
The rumor has it was on purpose. He told me because somebody was supposed to be under the ring, he was looking for them. But you got to have a WWE network to hear about that. $9.99 a month.
that was the greatest thing
Yeah, that was
I feel like they just get on him on there with that.
that was weird. I don't know what he was doing with that.
So if I tell you who my favorite wrestler is, do you promise not to judge?
I can probably tell you why it's your favorite wrestler.
Who is it?
I said I could probably tell you why it is if you tell me who it is.
All right, so and this is not a popular choice.
No, it is not.
I think that he has been a terrible Universal Champion, but I still love him. I can't help it. I get excited every time his music hits. Without a doubt, Brock Lesnar.
Now, Brock Lesnar is actually an amazing worker. He's amazing, to say the least. Yes, he catches slack. Kid, don't die. There we go. Ha, we're good now. All right, hello?
I'm with you. We're good.
Sweet, we're good. So Brock Lesnar catches a lot of slack for a lot of reasons, but at the same time, dude is an unreal athlete. Let's not take that away from him. He is an amazing athlete. He's been involved with the WWE for quite some time. Multi-sport person. You know, of course, they get the football players, the track players, whatever, track stars, football players, whatever it is. But high school athlete, college athlete, wrestled, did amateur wrestling and football in college, went to play for the Vikings, and then gets signed, and it's just this huge deal. Now, don't get me wrong, he's not perfect. No, he hasn't had the most glamorous career, but dude is still a beast.
Absolutely. Plus you win the UFC title. I mean, it's just a phenomenal career. Now, if I was to pick a second one, and I really don't think this one's expected either, but I just think of somebody as far as a technical standpoint that I feel loves the business, loves the industry, is a hard worker, and doesn't get half the credit I believe he deserves. My second pick, and he's not that close behind Brock Lesnar, for me at least. I love Cesaro. I think he is phenomenal.
Yes. Now, what people don't know is Cesaro is one of the most physically fit people in the WWE. That man works out like crazy.
He has to.
I really want you to pay attention to this. Cesaro, and I'm not going to name drop, Cesaro was by himself for a while. And then, if you notice, someone who ended up being his tag team partner started toning up quite as well before they became a tag team because he was working out with Cesaro.
That I can see that very clearly too. Like say that it's very evident.
Some of the most physically fit people was Cesaro. Randy Orton at one point was one of the most physically fit people in WWE. Now, I mean, it's completely different now because you have Ricochet, you have Mustafa Ali, you have all these people that are just ridiculously, and I'm not just saying smaller guys that are legitimately physically fit.
And I know that you're a fan of the New Day, and you're friends with them, so there might be a little controversy here. But the Viper definitely rests in my top 5 as well. Now I have followed him. I mean, since his entrance with Evolution, I have followed his career and been pro Orton. I mean, from Evolution to Legacy to just
He's amazing.
everything he's done, man. I
He's
have so
amazing.
much respect for him.
He's amazing. I got a lot of inspiration from him when it comes to ConArtist. He is amazing. People who don't really know, ConArtist isn't necessarily a good guy. He's not necessarily a bad guy. When he breaks the rules, he's the bad guy you like.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. He's a bad guy you like. And to be honest, Dean Ambrose, well, John Moxley, is a bad guy you like. Randy Orton was a bad guy you liked. Stone Cold was a bad guy that you like. That was pretty much what it was. But the thing with Orton is he was always amazing in the ring.
Yes, he was.
He could tell a story to you in the ring.
Yep.
And it was very well told.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, like I said, I've already named 3, so I guess we might as well just finish out the top 5. One of them no longer able to wrestle anymore, but I was always a huge fan of Edge. I think again, same ability.
Yes.
Just phenomenal.
Yes.
I think Rated RKO was one of the best tag teams, best duos WWE's ever done. And man, top 5, man, if I was just lay out one more, that's kind of a tough one. I don't.
It is. I couldn't give you a top 5.
I'd probably have to go with Triple H. I think would probably round out my top 5. I feel like that's a little bit of a generic one. I feel like he's probably in almost everybody's top 5. But
But there's a reason. See, the thing is with Triple H, he worked his way to his position. Let's put the marriage aside. He worked his way to his position. Let's not forget that he is one of the founding members of one of the most controversial things to ever happen in professional wrestling that invented an era of wrestling.
Yes, it did.
Let's not forget the Attitude Era would not have been the Attitude Era without D-Generation X, which of course people know was spawning from exactly like DX spawned from the Clique, which he was a part of, which people you'd have to know the Clique, NWO, all this other stuff. Too much wrestling talk, but you'd have to know that to say that okay, we took that and we're going to make this very controversial. I mean, they were the first people to say cock on wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people knew what they were talking about, but they held up a chicken. Like, they were the bad boys. Everyone wanted to do that. I mean, how many kids got in trouble for doing this in school?
Yeah.
Like, think about it. That I did. I got in trouble for it.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, they invented, you're telling people to suck it.
No. And what's even more,
let's get ready to suck at? Like, really?
And even when you think about Triple H, he hasn't always been this top guy. He really had to work his way up. I mean, think back to WrestleMania when Ultimate Warrior returns and just runs through him like it was nothing. And
but you said he worked his way up to it.
Yeah,
he wasn't always up there. You know, and a lot of guys in the business don't realize. You know, you don't just start off and you're pew.
Yeah.
Some people you do because they want this push behind you and they have this thing, but at the same time, look where he is now.
Yep. Absolutely.
Because there are a lot of guys that had a huge push, and where are they now?
Yep.
Yeah, like I'm going to be honest. I said his name earlier, and I like the guy, but when's the last time you've heard Matt Morgan?
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard these huge names? But then you have names like AJ Styles, who I've met, hung out with him before. He stopped me in the airport for a picture. Super cool guy. Look how long it took him to get to where he is. Yeah. And then he got to where he is, and now I'm not going to say he's plateaued. He's chilling.
Yeah.
Huge push. All right, chill out for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm with you. I get it. It's hard to be top dog for a long time. I think that's part of the reason that we'll look back, and this is, I know we got to move forward past this wrestling a little bit, but it's so cool to talk to somebody so knowledgeable about it as well. But I look back at my original top guy, Lesnar. he's been able to beat, whether you love him or hate him, people will tune in week after week after week after week to see what he's going to do. Or if
Now,
this is going to be the week that somebody finally gets the one up on him and puts
now
him in
here's
the
a real
corner.
question. Here's a real question. I'm going to ask you this.
All right.
Would Lesnar be that good without Paul Heyman?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't.
And I'm not talking about in the ring.
yeah.
No, I'm with you.
How often do you hear him on the mic?
It's terrible.
You don't. No.
It's terrible when he's on the mic, and when he's on the mic, and it's no offense to the guy at all.
Oh my God,
it's not.
The boombox with the
But
money.
his voice it's not. His voice does not match his.
You know, I just want to say a couple things. It's like, bro, nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
No, Paul Heyman makes it.
That's
Paul
not
Heyman
for
makes
you,
it.
sir. Just hand the mic over.
Yep. Yeah.
But again, Paul Heyman, amazing writer.
Yeah.
Amazing manager. He knows what he's doing. Mind you, this man invented ECW.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Absolutely. And had WWE not kind of suffocated them out of existence,
it would have been Jesus. ECW would have been unreal.
Yeah, I'm with
you. Especially at this point with the talent that's out there now, ECW would have been unreal.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So one last wrestling question, and we're going to move on from it.
All right, definitely.
ConArtist, what is your favorite match, your greatest accomplishment that you look back on over your wrestling career?
Greatest accomplishment and favorite match are going to be two separate things. Favorite match by all means would have to be for the PWP Championship with Duke Cornell.
Okay.
You had to be there to see it. That's the best thing I can say. It's a tie, though. It's a tie between that and the triple threat that I had with Duke Cornell and Brandon Juarez. It's a tie. Of course, all for the belt, but you'd have to be there to understand, especially for me. Brandon Juarez was a guy that helped train me. He gave me my first thumbtacks. He's a brother to this day. I love him to death. Duke Cornell, even though I hate the guy in the ring, outside of the ring, on a fan looking in, that is one of the most hardest working men in the wrestling business that I know of. Dude is unreal talented, can put together just these move sets and these combinations of things. And he's just been through the ringer, and he's unreal strong and talented. And his head is hard as a rock. But in the same token, mine is too. And we've collided a few times. But, he's still come out the victor in the end. But he'll tell you, he gives respect to people that gives him a good fight. And there's very few people that can stand toe-to-toe with him and survive. And I've been one of those few people. So it's definitely been a favorite match.
Very
nice.
Cool. Very cool. And you said greatest accomplishment would be a little different. What do you think?
Yes. So probably my greatest accomplishment wouldn't even be anything victory-wise in a match. It's building the fan base. To go from not really being known to people chanting my name at WWE events.
Very cool.
Like, what was it? SmackDown was in Omaha. And during SmackDown Live event, or was it Raw? I can't remember. I think it was SmackDown because they also were filming 205 Live. So I want to say it was SmackDown. And the New Day was there, so it was SmackDown because Titus wasn't here and he's on Raw. So anywho, what happened was, of course, I wore my ConArtist hoodie. And this is the summer of last year. So I'm wearing a hoodie in the summer, but whatever. Promote yourself. Yay. I'm sitting ringside, and during WWE matches, people are chanting ConArtist.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, am I hearing things? And I'm looking, and there's like 6 or 7 fans over here, and there's like 12 or 13 over there, and there's 15 in one row, and everyone's ConArtist during their matches.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, are you serious right now? People wear my shirts to WWE events.
That's awesome.
So that in itself made me go, I think I'm doing this the right way.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm at a restaurant or in the mall, and ConArtist, what? Hey, what's up? How's it going? Like, it's just crazy to have that type of recognition.
I can say from the ladder match when we were there too.
We became instant fans, man.
Yeah, but I mean, not only that, it was the crowd's reaction to you as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there was excitement.
Kids,
there was excitement from everybody, but the crowd went ballistic. But it was the kids that went nuts. And that
I do it for everyone else.
And the respect you showed to them too, because you know there's a lot of people and a lot of people out there that would kind of brush off the kids to get to the interview, to get to the, oh man, you know, they got 6,000-7,000 followers, man. I got to get up here and talk to these people for a second. You didn't. I respected the fact that he made us wait, and he went and talked to kid after kid after kid after kid, and then came to us. And that's how it should be done, man. I respect the hell out of that. I love how you're doing that, man. That was phenomenal to see.
A friend, mentor, and co-worker of mine. I'm a part of a nonprofit organization, the Houston Alexander Foundation here in Omaha. Houston Alexander, the radio host, DJ, hip-hop activist here in the city, who helped mentor and groom me with DJing and a bunch of acting stuff, just everything, was on radio with him for 8 years. He told me something. He met Hulk Hogan. And he was, you know, I'm a fighter. I do MMA, this and that. Of course, Houston went on to do UFC, killed Keith Jardine, all this other stuff, yay. But he said Hulk Hogan told him one thing. Hulk Hogan said, never deny pictures with kids or the elderly. Right. Because the kids are the ones that look up to you, and the elderly is who made the way. And I've heard that multiple times. Steve Harvey said that. Houston has said that. I've heard multiple people say never deny anything from kids or old people. And I was like, okay, well, the elderly, cool. Kids, I get it. And then when you go to these shows, if it wasn't for the kids, who would I be wrestling in front of?
Yeah. Just weirdo people like me.
And again, nothing against the weird people like that, but the kids are the one that are yelling and screaming. My rowdiest fans are kids.
Yep.
I have kids that'll cuss out the other guy that I'm in the ring with.
I know you've been playing. Those kids were cracking me up cheering for you, man.
I know that you couldn't hear it because you were in the match. But there was two kids in particular that were just laying in to Preston Maxwell.
Absolutely.
Some of the stuff they were saying, it was cracking me up. Like, I was having trouble focusing on the match at times because I kept turning. I was like, what is this kid talking about? Just
it's crazy,
man. It's so cool to see the passion, man. And that's it. We gotta turn the wrestling. We gotta be done with the wrestling for a minute.
Okay.
Thank you so much for letting us pick your brain.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I appreciate it.
It's an honor to get to talk to you about it, man. And if you're ever hanging out with Cesaro again, you know how hi. I mean, seriously, I would lose my mind if I ever got a message.
I haven't seen the man. Like, hey, the last time I saw him was at a Raw event years ago. And, I mean, it was just more so of being at the right place at the right time when it was with him. But there's some guys that, like, I'll call or text, hey, what's up? How's it going? We'll shoot messages. Hey, I'll be in the area. What's up? What's going on? Like, yo, let's go grab some food on me. Or, hey, I need a masseuse. I got you. Let me set it up. Like, stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, sometimes it's being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Now, that would be cool. I've got to meet a couple. I've met Orton. I've met Triple H, a few others like that. But Cesaro is the one on my list. I haven't had the opportunity to shake his hand yet. And I'd like to
one day. Stepdaughter shake AJ's.
One day maybe we'll make that happen. But anyway, that's enough wrestling. Let's get back into horror. Let's get back into haunts. Before we get into Scab the Clown, I got one more question for you. We were talking a little bit about how you're trying to maybe get the touch aspect added to a few things that you're working on right now and some of the different haunts that you're doing. Let's talk about immersive horror for a second. All right, so you got, and I just don't know how to put a different word on it. You got the traditional walk-through haunted houses most people are used to, but there's no doubt that this other genre of haunted house is growing. It's on the rise. There's more and more of them popping up. It's
more immersive horror than really haunted house.
It's a big part of what we do. I'd say it's probably half of the reviews we do. are on these blackout style haunted houses and stuff like that.
Where you
Number
literally-
one, what's your opinion on the putting yourself in a real life horror movie, the extreme haunted house? What's your view on that?
So I look at it as a couple ways. I'll give you this scenario and then I'll tie it in. Obviously you drive. So you ever been driving on the street, interstate, whatever, and you drive by a car accident?
Yeah.
You feel bad, right?
Yeah.
You don't know if anyone's hurt, but you feel very bad. Now, have you ever been driving and someone like swerves into your lane or something? You got to swerve out of the way or slam on your brakes and your heart starts pumping?
Yeah.
So nothing happened, but I got more of a reaction from nothing happening versus something happening and no reaction. Oh, I feel bad. You drove by it. The thing that I teach at seminars is involve the customers in your car accident. So I use that with haunted houses in the sense of, you kind of said traditional, and I can break it down this way because I've worked at multiple ones. You have your I'm going to walk by everything haunted houses. Then you have your I'm going to walk by, but they're interacting with us and we got to go through stuff. And then there's your extreme haunts, your very immersive, we're hands-on, we pick you up, move you, drag you, all the good stuff. I love it all. The fear aspect with the walk-through haunted house is more of the family-friendly. You need those. Those are fun. Those are your pumpkin patches. Those are stuff you take the kids just to go. Your regular haunted houses, you have to be very theatrical. Your acting has to be on point when you're interacting with people directly, when you have to pretty much involve them in your car accident. But then you have your haunted houses where you have to get into a car accident with them.
Yeah.
And it's not really about the acting, it's about the experience that you're creating, playing off of people's fears. That's something that I'm actually very good at. I love those houses. I've had an opportunity to, it was extended to me, but I did not go to work at McCamey Manor. I know Russ. We've had very, very detailed and lengthy conversations.
Okay.
I met him actually because I challenged him on Facebook and said, what's up with it? And he responded.
Okay.
And I responded, he responded, I responded, he responded. Then we bumped into each other at a Trans World a few months later. And the rest was history. Great guy, love him to death. But I did not get a chance to get out there and work. Had some plans, but they just didn't work out. But I do know a lot of, I don't want to call them extreme haunts, but immersive haunts. And they are, I love them. The terror test was kind of one where they didn't necessarily go full hands-on, but they let you know you'd be touched. Then there was a certain part, like right in the beginning, where the zombies would come out of their graves and they would literally drag you. Like, they would pull you out of the line. I'm like, oh, I like that. I said, this is crazy. Mind you, this was like 2010, so I thought that was crazy. Now, of course, 2019, things are way different.
Mm-hmm.
I had plans with Mystery Manor and my crew in 2015. We were trying to do some extreme stuff there where we did a 18 and up show or a 21 plus show where it was full hands-on, sign a waiver, and I'm very sick in the head when it comes to stuff like that because, you know, you just have to know what makes people uncomfortable. That's really all it's about, is making people uncomfortable. One of my favorite extreme haunts is in, I believe it's in New Jersey. I think it's Blackout, New Jersey, where I think it's the same haunt. They have a guy that's naked that runs at you in a hallway. And then I think that's the same one where they make you go through either naked or in your underwear. And of course, it sounds crazy, but it's just about being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Once you get someone out of their comfort zone, everything else is unreal. You just feel exposed.
So some of the things that we've been exposed to, I have been hit with whips. I have been forced to get down to my boxers. I've been put in body bags. I've been forced suffocation. I've been waterboarded. I've been struck with cattle prods. I've had a literal gun put in my throat and told to pull the trigger. I just electrocuted, forced to electrocute other people. I've eaten God knows what and had to put
Uh-huh.
other things in my mouth I choose not to discuss. You know, and it's crazy, but the thing is, I keep coming back for more. You know,
It's the thrill.
yeah, we've done, and that's the thing. You nailed it perfect in how you
Absolutely, you
described
did.
it. There's so many different haunts. There's so many different feels that a haunt can give you, and we like to go through the walkthroughs. We do the reviews on the walkthroughs and the
They're
traditionals,
fun.
and it's fun. And yeah, you're going to get that one actor that was able to hide in the corner just right, popped out, gave you that good jump
Hmm.
scare, and it's that 30-second adrenaline rush, and then it's over, and you're laughing and you're giggling, and you know, and it's back to having fun. You know, when we did Misma, and when we did Shock Theater, and when we did Stag, it's not, there's no giggling really going on. It's a test. It's let's see how tough you really are. I remember a moment
Hmm.
in Misma, and I've to this day I've never tapped. I have no intentions of ever tapping, but there was one moment in which I genuinely had to fight that fight or flight instinct where I felt the panic creep over and I had to push it back down. And
Hmm.
when you conquer that, and when you're able to say no and continue with the experience, when it's over and done with, the rewards and the feeling you get, it's this feeling of
It's
invincibility,
empowerment.
man.
I think I agree with that, but like I guess from the actor standpoint and the person that does it, there's nothing that I've ever encountered that pushed me to that because I understand how to get people to it.
yeah,
So I get what you're saying and I agree because I inflict that on people. But
very
it's
cool.
like I always say, when you can't control that fight or flight, that's that thrill, that
Yeah,
adrenaline that we're looking for when we give these experiences. That's
yeah,
that's what we want.
very cool. Very
See,
cool.
and I have to agree with that totally because in some of the extreme haunts, that's the first thing I'm doing is when I get into that situation to where like I'm at the oh shit moment and I've got that panic, I'm like, all right, now let's calm this shit down.
Yeah.
Hmm. So the idea we had for Mystery Manor some years back. It was just some of the actors, but we were the crew I was with. So imagine I'll just give you the first couple of rooms. Have you seen the movie Vile?
No.
I don't think so.
Ooh, now I'm going to challenge you. Go see Vile and then message me back.
All right.
Heard.
I'll tell you this. Imagine Saw meets Escape Room.
Okay. All right.
That's the best way I can say it. But this movie came out years ago. So there's a scene in Vile where she's telling them the rules of what, or she's telling them why they are there. It's kind of like a rules, but it's pretty much here's what's going on, here's how long you have to do it, and she ends with saying good luck. That was the moment it hit me. I know what I want to do for an extreme hot. So you go into Mystery Manor the regular way, but things are just changed. So it's an extreme hot inside of a regular hot. And what we wanted to do is you go to a room or you go to this hallway and the rules are played for you. But there's no one else in this hallway except for you. You and your group. So imagine it's you and three other people. So there's four of you standing there. And then the door swings open and you have a hood thrown over you. You're drugged into the next room and they tell you to get on your knees and fold your hands like this in front of you and don't say a word. And they say, we will take the hood off of you when it is your time to go. And you don't know how long you're going to be there. So then you take your hood off and you stand up and there's 15 other people in the room with hoods on. But you don't know, you see, you're already laughing because you're kind of getting where I'm going. I
Yeah.
only took your hood off. There's three other people in your group that are still sitting there with their hood on. So now you're already uncomfortable because you have a hood off or you have a hood on. Now it comes off and you're not going with your group. So now you're doing this experience by yourself, but with other people. But you have to rely on these other people in order to get through certain things. So it's, I'll put it like this. I pledged a fraternity, so I'm very creative when it comes to thinking. It's the best way I can put it. I know how to think outside the box. So that really helped with how I kind of put it together, that with haunted houses and loving horror movies. I was like, oh yeah, we got to do something like this. But we never did it. Never had the chance to do it.
Okay. All right.
That's the first realization I've ever had that a lot of frat memberships, it's kind of immersive haunt. If you
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So we have one immersive haunt we're about to do that it doesn't sound similar, but it's a very unique idea, and I kind of want to run it by you and see what you think of this one. So Shock Theater is getting ready to put on their last 2 shows, and then they're going to be done for a while. They're switching names, switching platforms, and everything like that.
And I'm screwed.
And I'm very close friends with Will, who runs Shock Theater. He and I talk a good bit, and he's let me in a little bit on what this show's going to be. Not too much, but just enough to where I kind of have a taste of it. So imagine being dropped off in the middle of New York City. All right.
Yeah.
And not only are you dropped off, I mean, for some of it, if you're not used to New York City, which I'm not,
I'm screwed.
That in and of itself can be a little intimidating. But now you're dropped off in the middle of New York City and you have to wear this costume. It's going to make you dress up, look ridiculous. All right. So you have people in New York City that are going to be watching you now. And now you got to get to a certain destination. Wow. And again, New York City's jam-packed with people everywhere. There's certain people that will be following you, and you don't know who's acting, who's not, who's part of it, who's not. And you have to get to this destination or get captured by these people that are coming up to you. And he's already told me some of the stuff that happens if you get captured. It's legit punishment. Like, I mean, it's legit. Don't get captured. It's not good.
Yeah, I don't even know about this stuff.
Yeah, I know. We won't have to.
So
Aww.
there's this. I'm breaking some rules right now, but it's okay. So there's this haunted house, haunted experience. I can't tell you where, but I'll kind of mention it a little bit. It's named The Tree.
Okay.
Your goal is to find the tree. You find the tree, you find freedom.
Very cool. Now,
where this tree is somewhere in this 5-acre forest.
Damn.
That's all I can say. I can tell you this much. It's a 5-acre forest. Woods, forest, however you want to say it. There are no trails. There are no animals. I can at least say that much. They do tell you it's animal safe. There's a fence around it, so you can't just keep going on forever. There's a fence. You have a fence, the woods itself. You have to find a specific tree. Now, some of the trees look like the tree you're supposed to find. It's not. You've seen Pan's Labyrinth, right?
Yeah.
So everything isn't always what it seems.
No.
That's the best way I can put it. I can tell you this, when I went through it, I can say this much because I know what I can't say. There's a specific tree that I thought was the tree. So when I opened the door to the tree, I thought I was going to freedom, and I was on the elevator, and it was not to freedom. It took me to a warehouse. That's all I'll say.
Damn.
So how they fit a warehouse with woods, I will never know. But the tree, it's literally just called The Tree. I heard about it through word of mouth. It's kind of crazy. It's Just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Oh, you want to go to the tree? I was like, the tree? You don't know about the tree? I said, oh, I got to figure this out. Yeah, the tree's crazy.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So let's talk about Scab.
Yes.
Who is Scab the Clown? How did Scab the Clown come into being? Well, let's just talk about Scab, man. Who is it?
Okay, so I'll just give you the complete rundown. 2014, we started doing the Purge at Mystery Manor. Purge Anarchy comes out. We start doing the thing where we're kidnapping customers. 2015, it really blew up.
Okay.
And I was starting to do Big Mac the Clown. We were still kidnapping people, doing the Purge. Huge thing. Actually it got so big at Mystery Manor, people were showing up just to see us kidnap people. We had the police called on us 3 separate times.
Good.
And the last time I ended up getting a ticket for it, and there were 2 police helicopters over our haunted house that night. And I got put in handcuffs in front of 2,700 people while we were purging. Yep, great night. Got the charges dropped for that. I got a ticket, but the other charges got dropped, but we'll get to charges here in a second. So 2016, still doing the Purge stuff, still doing Big Mac. And during the week, Wednesday, October 5th, I was doing my actual Purge character. So Lion Monster Roamer at Mystery Manor was running in and out of the house and went inside of a porta potty outside to scare one person, opened up the door and scared someone else. Short little chick was super drunk. Anyone that knows haunted houses, and you're a hot actor, you're a scare actor, you know the drunk ones are the fun ones. But there's a very thin line between being happy, fun drunk and go home drunk. She was flirting with that line, very much so. So I scared her, followed her into the house. She bought her ticket, went to another room, like a couple rooms after the first room. The lights went out, came back in. I scared her group. The other actors did too, pointed them out of the room. That was all she wrote. I ended up going outside, running around, still just doing the Purge stuff, and I heard this ridiculous scream coming out of the slaughterhouse, which was at the bottom of the slide from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor. And I said, oh, they're going nuts in the slaughterhouse. Let me run over there and see what's going on. So I ran into the slaughterhouse, and guess who was doing all the screaming? Our little friend. So I bust through a little doorway thing, and her and 4 other people that she was with were in the room. So I said, okay, everybody shut up. You leave. So they left her in a corner and her friend directly next to her. And her friend, he just took off running. So that left her. I said, no. I told your friend to stay. That's a horrible friend. You need new friends. So, well, I guess I can let you leave for a small price. I need you to put your head on this butcher block. Now, mind you, it's a slaughterhouse. It's a butcher block right there. And across the table from her is a victim, an actor. She's like, no, I don't want to. Like, no, put your head here. So it's getting really intense now. Really just going crazy, yelling. Everyone's yelling and screaming at her. She's screaming, doesn't know what to do. And then I have my bat above her head like this, like leaning against the wall, so she can run this way under my arm. So she runs, goes to the next couple of rooms, goes down the secondary slide, and I'm at that slide like, oh, you got to go this way. And it's a cage that we put people in. Doesn't lock, but it's just a cage. We put people in there, you're stupid, and walk off and see how long it takes them to just push the cage open. So she goes outside, she's running, she's laughing, Then I start following them to their car, and then she goes, he touched me, he grabbed me. And I'm thinking, who grabbed you? Whatever, let me keep acting. So I go to their car, and she goes, you touched me, you can't touch me. So in character, I'm someone from the Purge. I said, you do realize we kidnap people here, right? I mean, if I wanted to, I could grab you by your pretty little cowgirl boots and drag you through the house if I wanted to. But I chose not to. You're welcome. Good night. and I turn around and walk off. The next day is October 6th, my birthday. I went to a Togo party in Missouri for my birthday. Yay. Friday the 7th, coming back, I get a call from my manager at Mystery Manor saying, or asking if I touched someone. I said, if I touched someone, he goes, yeah, we got a call from the news saying some girl went to her and said you grabbed her, but they didn't say it was you or your name. They just said it was a black clown. So I'm thinking, a black clown? So I'm like, well, there's only 3 or 4 black people that really worked there in the past, 8 years. And 3 of us are clowns. So none of us were a clown that night. So I don't know what she's talking about. So we left it at that. They ran the news story that night. She was on the news, completely blacked out. How they put, the person is black. They blacked her out. She said she feared for her life. She managed to escape, but that a scary clown in all black, remember that. She said a scary clown in all black grabbed her by her hair, slammed her head onto a butcher block, forced her head there, would not let her go. She feared for her life, managed to escape, blah, 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 blah. Now let's pause right there. When she ran out of the house, she walked by the owner, the manager, and a sheriff. Didn't say anything to any of those 3, but left and called the police and went to the news. But then was on Facebook openly speaking about it, but wanted her identity protected on the news. Now let's fast forward again. So that Friday, we didn't do any purging. Here I am as Big Mac outside. Everybody's scary clown all black. They hear black clown. They see me. They automatically, it was you. I was like, I don't know what she's talking about, blah, 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 blah. So I rarely did any acting that night. I just kind of sat there. That Saturday, Mystery Manor received so many phone calls saying that they were going to tell people not to show up if I was still there, asking if I was still employed there, blah, blah, blah. So Mystery Manor asked me to leave. I said, we're going to ask you not to return back. I said, wow. 2005 until 2016, as much work as I put into this house. Blood, sweat, and tears and emotions to this building. It hurt. But it's okay. I got a hold of my lawyer, told me what I needed to do when I reached out to because what I didn't want to happen was for the police to show up looking for me.
Yeah.
And then get arrested. So I was okay, let me contact my lawyer. I'll contact whoever I need to. So I spoke to the detectives that Monday at my job. It was either that Sunday or that Monday at my job. That Monday, I believe, it was that Monday at my job. They came up there and I started talking to the detective. And when I looked down at his paperwork, he had pictures of characters that I do from other haunted houses that had nothing to do with this situation. So I immediately shut up. I said, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. So I just kind of shut up. He already had a ticket written out. I was charged with 3rd-degree misdemeanor assault. 3rd-degree assault, misdemeanor assault. Was fired from all of my jobs. Couldn't get a job, couldn't do anything. Went through hell and high water. Fired from the radio station I had been at since 2008. Of course, I'll say 2000. Yeah, I've been at the radio station since 2005. I was on air since 2008. Lost that. Lost my stuff with the mentoring program I was with. Every job I can apply for. Of course, you Google my name. That was the first thing that popped up. So they're all saying no. Sorry. Got a job at the airport. Waited until March for the court date. Showed up with my lawyer. The girl didn't show up.
Imagine that.
So, mind you, I had 5 other actors in the room while this situation happened, and a sheriff, all willing to testify and there to testify on my behalf. She claims that no one else was in the room with her, and that all of her friends left. But then all of her friends were on Facebook saying we watched it happen, but yet no one shows up in court to testify about it because everyone knew she was lying. So charges get dropped. I immediately went to the news station, did my interview, and pretty much told them what happened. It gets intense. People who work in haunted houses know you get scared, you get intense. That's how it's supposed to be. You go there to be scared. So when you get too scared, don't get mad and make up stories. So I had been in talks with Scary Acres during that time, just not really to go act, but to just, see what's up. So pause that. Let's rewind. October still. Not working at a haunted house anymore. I went to Scary Acres just to go through and hang out. I went through, I still went down to House of Shock in New Orleans that year. Interesting story, which still ties in with SCAB. Got off the plane in Texas for my hour and a half layover to go to New Orleans. As soon as I get off the plane, they have the TVs everywhere.
Yep.
They're running my story on CNN.
Damn.
CNN, Fox News, every newspaper within 2 hours from here, news station within 2 hours from here, all ran my story when I was charged. Because this was during the scary clown epidemic thing where people were dressing up. And so the fact that Omaha had 3 relevant stories that all made the news, one was at the mall, one was at a school, and then me getting arrested, that was like a huge thing for them. They felt like, oh yeah, we got one. Like, I work at a hot house. What are you talking about? So getting off the plane, CNN ran my story. Some people looked at it and then looked at me and went, oh my God, that's you. Because they showed my face. They're like, that's you. I've never been to jail, don't have a mugshot. So they used a regular picture of me from an interview. People were coming up to me asking to take pictures. It was weird. But CNN called me America's most dangerous clown.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So, again, we're going to remember that. Scary clown, all black, America's most dangerous clown. So, now let's fast forward again to March. Run my story. And then I become like a haunted house instant celebrity because everyone from the haunt industry started sharing the story. Transworld was 2 weeks later. I show up in Transworld. Everyone knows who I am. And we feel for you, brother, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, this is crazy. A lot of love. And we would love for you to come work at our haunt. We would love for you to come work. I'm like, really? This is crazy. So I started doing some planning. But when the news story ran, I shared the news story on Facebook, and I pretty much did a status that was like, so now that everything is over, let's let the truth out. Was she assaulted? No. Was I a clown? No. Was I wearing all black? No. Did people see her get assaulted? No. Did she show up in court? No. Will I stop acting? No. Will I change anything that I do with my acting? No. Will you see me again? Hell yeah. Signed, SCAB, Scary Clown, all black.
That's awesome.
So, fast forward, go to Transworld, hung out, made the decision kind of at Transworld that I was going to be switching haunted houses. Mystery Manor welcomed me back, but I was kind of like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and I also they did you dirty there at the end, man. I get that.
And I get it from a business aspect, but on the personal, it was kind of like we could have had a conversation, but there was really no conversation had. So, Scary Acres had been talking to me, and that was kind of where my decision was. And a few other actors left Mystery Manor, went out to Scary Acres as well. And I went live as SCAB out at Scary Acres as the announcement. It was like August. And I said, I can't really say much about where I'm going, blah, 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 blah. But this is SCAB the Clown, this and the third, blah, 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 blah. But if you don't know where I am, and I kind of turn the phone like that and show the property, and then everyone kind of got, oh, he's at Scary Acres now. Within a matter of 5 minutes after posting that live, all of my pictures that were on my previous haunted houses Instagram taken down. All my promo videos that I created taken down. Anything dealing with me was taken down, except for one picture. And it was kind of like, wow, that's crazy. So, started at Scary Acres, been doing SCAB the Clown there. Was doing different stuff during the week, but SCAB was really my focus in developing SCAB and just running with it. Traveling with SCAB as well too. SCAB is a good guy. He has great intentions.
But
He's not always doesn't always make the smartest decisions, but SCAB's a really funny guy. He's a cool guy. He loves to sing. He can dance. He can rap battle. Does it all. But SCAB is grungy. He's real cool to be around. Though people who've met SCAB, they love him.
very cool. Very cool. Now, I have to say, 2 points to add to the end there. Number one, after hearing that, there's no doubt in my mind, Scab the Clown would own Moto in a fight to the death. Just be over.
Yeah.
And on top of that, can we get hashtag Scab the Clown versus Moto in a rap battle, please? That would be.
I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Well, I actually was going live Mondays from 7 to 8 here, or 6 to 7, 7 to 8. Couldn't remember. Here, I was doing that on Scurryface. But I stopped for a little bit. We're getting some things rebooted to start on Scabber Days, which is going to be every Saturday at 8, going live out at Scary Acres.
Very cool.
So we're going to be doing Scabber Days out there. So as far as a rap battle, we can make it happen, Captain.
Absolutely. We got a little bit of a connection with Moto too. I think we could maybe give him that push to get him to do that too. We got a little closeness with Moto. He's I like him, but I also like to try to get him in terrible situations too, as much as I possibly can.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to have him that bad. Say that again?
I've already had him having to fight Art the Clown from the Terrifier movies as well. So I got a real rivalry started there too. I'm just trying to get Moto to have to fight as many people as he possibly can before it's all said and done.
Oh, well, you know, I'm down for a fight. We can make it happen.
Very cool. Very cool. So one last question before we turn the floor over. It's kind of sad. This is it, man. This is kind of the last question of Talking Scared for this year.
All the way till January.
I know, so no pressure. No pressure.
Okay.
But let's talk about Scary Face a little bit. You are a rep for Scary Face. Why'd you choose to affiliate with these people? What was it about?
So, it was kind of one of those who are they type things. Okay. I really didn't know much about Scary Face at first, to be honest with you. The groups weren't really a big thing. A couple, like literally within the past year, all these clown groups and all these groups really surfaced and blew up, and acting groups and all this stuff. But like I said, 2 years ago, it really wasn't a thing. Like, you didn't hear people saying, oh, this and that. Like, you had, oh, I'm a blank clown. I'm a blank clown. It was like different haunts had cliques, different cities had cliques. And you know, you hear these acting groups. Like, the only group I really knew of was what is it? Something 5. The SCAB 5. Huh, that's ironic. Out of Ohio. Out of Ohio. It was like the SCAB 5. And it was like 5 people who love the haunt industry, and they were special effects makeup artists, but they're older, but they go and do guest acting. That was like the only group I'd heard of. And then we had a group here in Omaha. We don't really do as much, but we're still very close. Rash Crew. There's a reason why they called us Rash Crew. We did everything. We were the heavy hitters. We were like SEAL Team 6 of haunted housing. You wanted it done, we got it done. Like, it was crazy. But going out to Scary Acres, you know, kind of not really separating from Rash, but they kind of split everybody up. Kind of doing my own thing. I started the Suicide Clowns in 2015 with Big Mac, just about suicide awareness, really, and supporting that, because, again, I understand. So we had that, but then we also had what would have been out of Scary Acres. Now we have Suicide Clowns, which is also the 5'9" Demons, or the 5'9" Clowns. Just some fun stuff that we're coming up with. You'd have to see it to understand. But we were doing stuff like that. And then to go from there, we had real
reason or affiliation with anything as far as
Now the real question is, how many times have I switched headphones today? so we had the 5'9" clowns, 5'9" demons is something that we do, but what really got my attention was, and I give all the credit to him still, Pongo the clown. Seeing Pongo on Facebook in random videos, I was like, who is this person? And I was just looking at that. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Follow this person, follow this clown, follow this clown, follow this clown. And then I ran into Scoops of Mischief, who are here in Nebraska. Yep. So another clown here at the time brought up, hey, have you heard of Scurryface? I said, no, what's that? They're like, oh, it's a clown group. This is what they said. It's a clown group. I said, okay, where? They said, here in Nebraska. I said, there's a clown group here in Nebraska? Like, yeah, Scoops of Mischief. I said, who is that? I don't know. I'm like, wait a minute, there's clowns here that we don't know about? So we kind of, now mind you, this is someone from another haunted house. So we looked it up, and at that time, because they were running the majority of like the lives, their location was pinned in Bellevue, Nebraska. So I'm like, oh, I gotta reach out to them. So reached out to both of them, got like a couple messages, but nothing major. So then really started reaching out. I started seeing Scurryface. I said, okay, what's Scurryface? And then I saw Pongo on Scurryface. I said, oh man. Then I started seeing and recognizing specific names and the people that I saw out at Transworld. And I was like, man, Scurryface, I want parts of this.
Very cool.
So I just kind of ran with it and was reaching out to people, and I went to Transworld, tried to get in contact with Scurryface people, and didn't get in contact with anyone. Like, I was messaging everyone on Scurryface, but it just didn't, I never met up with anyone. It never happened. So I was kind of, bummed. Oh, okay, it'll happen when it happens, whatever. And then, like, I want to say, I can't even give a specific time, I saw that Scoops of Mischief parted ways with Scurryface. And I was like, no, that was my way in. I don't really know anyone that'll be like, oh yeah, he's here in the city, this, that, and the third. I'm all by myself. So I reached out to Pongo and was like, have you heard anything that was going on? He goes, I've been out of the loop of what's going on. So I kind of told him the situation. He was like, well, what's wrong? Like, well, I don't have a way to become Scurryface anymore. He goes, message the Scurryface page. I said, okay. So I messaged the page, and like 2-3 days later, I got a message back. Then we started going back and forth. And then Tyler F. and West was like, let's set up an interview. So we started speaking on the phone. And he said he needed to get Moto on the phone the next interview. Got Moto on the phone. Me and Moto started talking, come to find out we both worked at Mystery Manor. At the same time, never knew each other. Well, didn't really know each other, but... Yeah. And then his last time ever there, the girl he was dating, I scared the life out of her outside and had her running in circles around him.
Wait, hold on. I got to stop you there. Moto was dating somebody?
Yep, that's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that. Moto was dating someone. Yes, he was.
Right.
But scared her, and he remembers that. He goes, I don't remember anything else from that night, but I remember that. And just that goes to show, the impression that you can leave on people.
Yeah.
So they extended just throughout conversations and like mindsets and everything. They were like, we really would love for you to be a part of Scurryface. I said, yeah. And Scurryface wasn't a bragging right thing. We have this thing, be the example. It's not about being the best. I want to be the worst actor at every haunted house that I go to. If I go work at a haunted house, I want to be the worst thing there. I want to push everyone that's around me to be better than I am. Because I know how good I can be, but it's not about me being the number one thing. It's not about me being good. I want to push guys that really have the passion. They just don't have the sense of direction. Um, and we have something unified 2019. It's not about being better than the next house. We're all doing it a little bit differently. So there is no, I can say this now publicly, but people know there's no hatred between me and Mystery Manor. I was just working there March, April, something like that during their Ghouls Gone Wild. I went there and did some acting 2 different nights. I love them still. We've had our differences, but at the same time, I understand business. I don't have any issues with any haunted house actor, anyone here, because at the same time, if I have an issue with you as an actor, it's not from an acting standpoint. It's from a personal standpoint that you're trying to bring into an atmosphere where we don't need that. Even today at the parade, someone that I've had differences with at the Labor Day parade, he stopped me today, said, "What's up?" Came and gave me a hug. And I was like, "Oh, watch out," because a car was going behind him. I said, "See, you owe me now." He was like, "No, you still owe me." I was like, "I know I do," because he helped train me on how to do Q-line stuff. So it's just we have a love-hate relationship, but we understand what it is. It's just differences of opinion. That doesn't mean that someone's wrong. It's just we're going about it different ways. So the Unified 2019 is really, it's a big thing to me. It's about bringing everyone together because there are things that Arts Mortis can offer that Scary Acres can't. And then there's things that we can offer that I know for a fact they can't do. There are things that Mystery Manor can do that Scary Acres can't. But there's things that Scary Acres can do that will blow something they can't do out of the water. Everyone is different. You make the best out of what you have. When I went down to Arkansas to teach down there, it wasn't about me being the celebrity. It wasn't about me being the huge actor. To them, it was. To me, it's, I want to see what you guys can do. Because there's going to be stuff here that I haven't seen. There's going to be something here that you may have an idea that I can help push. Like, okay, you're thinking about doing it, but have you thought about turning the table this way and making people walk around the table? Because now that's going to add 3 or 4 seconds to this room, which keeps them in here longer. Well, if they walk this way, you can utilize this space over here and do this. And like, we never thought about that, but it's different mindsets, a collective all coming together with the same goal.
Very cool. Very cool. And that is such, I'm so glad that that's how we were able to finish up this season of Talking Scared, man. I can't think of a better answer to a better question. And that's what it's about, man. That's what Scary Faith is about. That sums it up beautifully. We've got to know Tyler a little bit. We've obviously got to interact with Moto a good bit. We love what they're doing. And we haven't had a bad experience with anybody from there. It's been awesome. And I know that they're no longer affiliated. They're 2 different entities now, but it was cool that you talked about Scoops and Mischief as well.
Yeah.
We're kicking off next season, 2020.
Yes, you are.
Yes, Scoops and Mischief. We're very excited.
Yes,
to be
I'll be watching it.
And,
I'll be tuned in. I actually have I think I have a patch from them. I have some. I got some merch from them. So yeah, I mean they're cool. They're cool people. Cool. Love them to death. I have a lot of
respect for Scoops and Mischief. Got to talk to them a little bit, interact with them a little bit, and they're good people. And very excited to have them on, talk about Hellfire Radio and everything else, man. And that's it. You know, things happen. People go their separate ways for whatever reason, man. But at the end, it's one big family. And it's one big community, man. And that's what it's all about. Everybody helping each other.
Exactly.
You know, like we've said it for months now, man. Hashtag look up, lift up. Bring everybody together. Bring everybody as one, man. I have to thank you so much for being a part of this, man. And
I appreciate the opportunity.
The last episode this year, man. It's very cool. It's been such a crazy ride. It's been so cool to be a part of it. And for the very last time, 2019, we're going to turn the floor over to you, man, and let you carry it home, let you take it home, get your last little shameless plugged in, last little thank you, whatever you got, man. This is it. This is the end of Talking Scared 2019. No pressure. Jim, SCAB, ConArtist.
Yes. Okay, let's start off as Jim. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I want to thank you all, Haunted Honeymooners, for doing everything that you're doing, for all of the actors and wrestlers, for everything. From the bottom of my heart, very humbly, I do appreciate the opportunity and the time and all the technical difficulties that we had tonight, but promise you, it was completely worth it. I'll be sharing, following, posting, and doing all that. So again, I want to say thank you to everyone that shared. Thank you. Now, yep, that's how we're going to do that. Now, ConArtist is here. I want to thank everybody at PWP for all the opportunities, honeymooners for coming out, sharing everything, doing everything that's going on. Next show is going to be September 18th. Waiting Room, Omaha, Nebraska. I got something up my sleeve. Still waiting on PWP management to get back to me, but we're going to make it happen. So that's going to be crazy. Scab the Clown coming in here. Here's what we're going to do here. I do want to thank everybody. No, all jokes aside, seriously, I just want to thank you all. The opportunities, the likes, the shares, the comments, the love that I've been getting. Make sure you go follow Scab the Clown, literally at Scab the Clown on Facebook. There's merch for sale. There's a lot of things. We're speaking with management. We might be switching some things up as far as Scab goes, but it's going to be very good as far as the merch goes. Scabber Day is coming here pretty soon. Scary Acres open September 13th, Friday the 13th. We will be open. September 27th and 28th. I cannot remember her name, but the lady that plays the nun, she'll be at Scary Acres that day, those 2 days. So we always have a celebrity weekend. That's going to be crazy. I will be spending November 1st and 2nd at Creepy World, just outside of St. Louis, the world's largest haunted house. There's an argument there because they call it the world's largest haunted attraction because it's actually the world's largest haunted house somewhere else. But we're not going to get into that. Creepy World, I'm going to be there. It's going to be crazy. November 1st and 2nd, that Friday and Saturday. Scab the Clown on Facebook. Scab the Clown on Facebook. Merch, share, like, comment, post. Do all of that. Of course, that's me in a nutshell, man. I can't wait. We open actor training this week. We open next week on Friday. It's going to be crazy. I'm ready.
Awesome.
I'm antsy.
Awesome. All right, well, that's it, man. That's it. 2019, the season is done.
Yes.
Done. Thank you all so much. Jim, thank you. And I'm going to leave everybody with one last little thought. Now, granted, we know that the tarantula, the eating of the zebra tarantula is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy right back here. See if I can. He might be mad at me for messing with his mask. He'll get over it. And one last little rumor I want to leave you with. It's been rumored. This guy right here might be making an appearance at a haunted attraction this year. One night only. One night only. Might be out there, but you'll be able to catch him eating a spider here very shortly. So that's going to happen in about a week. That'll be fun times for him, I'm sure. But again, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank each and every one of you. Jim, Scab, ConArtist, thank you. That's it for 2019. We're done.
Yes.
See you guys at the beginning of next year. We'll obviously see it before then. But as far as talking scared, that's it. Done. Thank you all. Jim, have a good night, man.
Hey, you as well.